Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We'll cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So today we got a great show for you guys here. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. So let's get into it. So as you guys know, the Lakers got a very much needed win last night against the Phoenix Suns. Why? Why was it very much needed? Because with that win, they now secured the 4th seed in the Western Conference. And as you guys know, Houston lost to Minnesota in a very, very close game. And given the fact that the Lakers have the tiebreak over Houston, it means that the Lakers are going to be the 4th seed. The Houston is going to be the 5th seed to start the playoffs, and they're going to be starting next week, right? Now, coming into this season, there was some question marks. We remember that we heard LeBron wasn't going to play. Then I said that I thought the Lakers would be a good team. I didn't think they would be great, but they would be a good team. And of course, they got off to that hot start and they did well. And LeBron came back and they fell apart, and he came back again and they started playing better. So overall, them finishing as a top 4 seed is pretty good, right? I would have had them probably as a top 5 seed this season, top 4. I mean, maybe like a 5th seed, but them finishing at 4, given everything that they've gone through, is a very, very impressive finish. And one of the people that is deciding to point that out and call out the media is none other than JJ Redick. So I came across an article here from heavy.com saying JJ Redick has harsh words for critics who wrote off the Lakers, right? And I want to read a little bit. It says the Los Angeles Lakers secured a top 4 seed in the mighty Western Conference with a 101-73 victory over the Phoenix Suns on Friday. That's quite an accomplishment for a team ravaged by injuries all year, with Luka Doncic 17 games, Austin Reeves 30 games, LeBron James 32, Marcus Smart 19 games, all missing significant amount of games throughout the season. Due to the injuries, Lakers head coach JJ Redick used his 25th different starting unit on Friday. Season start on Friday. With the Lakers guaranteeing themselves home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs, Redick used the opportunity to call out his critics. So before I even get into his comments here, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. All right, guys, the playoff push is heating up. Tournament hoops are here. The Masters is underway, and the NBA playoffs are right around the corner. There's no better way to cash in if you're right on all of this action than PrizePicks, America's #1 sports pick app. So I jumped into their team picks feature, and honestly, I had no idea why I waited this long. First time I tried it, I was picking game winners on some of these games. Came out right on my first one, and watching the game just hit completely different after that. And here's what I love. On top of the players' picks you already know, you can now pick game winners, spreads, and totals. You can even call who wins the championship or takes home the MVP. Mix and match across basketball, baseball, hockey, golf, all in the same app. And if your picks get off to a hot start, you can cash out early before the game even ends. Now download the PrizePicks app today, pick your first game winner, spread, or total as the playoff push rolls on, and get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup when you use code CLNS. That's code CLNS to get $50 in daily fantasy lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. All right, so what we want to do is I want to play the sound from the press conference, and then we'll come back to this article. Take a listen to JJ Redick here speaking to the media.
For tonight, you hold them to 25-second half points, I think 9 in the fourth quarter. What were you seeing from your defense, I guess, specifically?
I thought the whole game, our defense was really physical. Outside of a couple, mishaps, I thought we talked pregame a lot about just being able to execute our coverages, and because they do so many different things, whether it's, stack, the backside action, all the off-ball stuff. And, I think our guys did a great job of that, and they did it with physicality. And then I told you at halftime, the one thing that wasn't good in the first half was their offensive rebounds. They're, the highest crash rate in the NBA. They send 5 guys sometimes. So with the amount of threes they take, you're naturally going to give up a few offensive rebounds. I thought we were much better with our physical box outs in the second half, and but that it was just I thought our defense from the start was really good.
And then just zooming out, so you clinch home court at worst, and kind of you'll see if it's 3 or 4 depending on Denver's result. But no 65 games, no LeBron, Austin, and Luka. Not any one of them got to that. How would you have kind of been met with that, thinking you would get home court in the West while kind of having those 3 miss the amount of time that they did?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably even more than that. I mean, I think it's, our goal every year I've ever been in the NBA, your goal is to win a championship. You know, that's your goal. And when you represent the Lakers and you play for the Lakers and you coach the Lakers, that's their goal every year. That's our fans' goal every year. Let's not discredit what this group did for the regular season, you know, regardless of what happens in the playoffs, because to clinch home court and to win 52 games, possibly 53 games, and deal with the amount of adversity we had, not just with injuries, but again with the loudness that is just going to be out there with our team because it's the Lakers. It's a credit to our players. It's a credit to our staff for just persevering and just keeping our head down and doing the work, and coached a bunch of different ways this year. Our players had to adjust. Players made sacrifices. A lot of these guys, as I talked about, are in contract years, and it's been, I think for everybody, like a really great opportunity to grow as players, as coaches, as people.
LeBron's averaging 28 points in the 3 games since April 2nd, and I think in the 2 weeks leading up to that game, he had averaged 15 and a half. Is this kind of the offensive burden that you hope to see him be able to continue to sustain while you're waiting on your backcourt to get healthy?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to need him to facilitate. We're going to need him to score. We're going to need him to defend and rebound. I think he recognizes the task at hand, and he's very locked in. He's played great all 3 games.
Excellent. So you heard what JJ had to say. So I want to read it on. It says, I know none of you guys had us in the top 4 to start the season, Redick said. That's just the reality. Most people had us as a play-in team or even worse. And then it goes on. Lakers lead. JJ Redick calls out the media and pundits who had the Lakers in the play-in or missing the playoffs entirely in the preseason. And then it goes on to say, Redick has commanded the Lakers to 52 plus wins, most since 2020, is that what they mean? While having big 3 all miss significant time. And then it goes on, where the Lakers are overlooked. And it says, we have had to manage expectations of the Lakers and also the negativity that just naturally surrounds every loss. Redick continued, and I think our group has managed that well. What are my thoughts about this? Some people wrote off the Lakers, but I didn't think the Lakers would be bad. I certainly did not. I think that when they were the 3 or the 2 seed at one point in the season, I think they were overperforming at that point because I didn't consider the Lakers to be a 3 seed, right? But I did think that they would be good. You can go back to the videos and look at the videos that we did, right? I did think that they would be good. I doubted that they would work with LeBron. The numbers at one point stated so, and then they went on to play very well with him, and LeBron accepted the 3rd role, and then they began to flourish. At one point, I was calling for JJ Redick to be fired because of LeBron's unwillingness to accept the 3rd role. He was able to communicate that to him. He accepted it. LeBron has openly said that as well. And I think he did so begrudgingly because recently we did a show about him basically complaining at a game versus the Mavericks where he said they're trying to put me on the shelf and all of that. But nevertheless, I think the Lakers have exceeded some expectations, but I didn't think they'll be bad. I never had them in a play-in. Maybe some people did. I wasn't amongst those people that said that the Lakers are going to be a play-in team. So JJ may be whispering, howling at the moon, right? Wolves howling at the moon because I don't know who he's referring to. But anyway, that's what he said, and we're going to see how they perform in round 1. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, leave them in the comments, and we catch you on the next show. Peace.